Hey guys, it's Cool P back with, I believe this is part 4 of my Sunday grind. I've been doing this for a long time now, but online poker. If you want to see part 1, there should be an annotation at the beginning of this video if you want to go back to the beginning, which I guess I would recommend, but it's not necessary, I guess. You'll see how I got to these places and all these tournaments. I'm definitely calling this here. Still calling it. Not as happy, I guess, but yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah, very good. 8's not good, though. Hey, King is very good, though. Sweet. That was awesome. The most exciting tournament probably is this one. I'm 3rd out of 14, and this 55K guarantee, or not 55, 5.5K guarantee. There's 473 people to begin with, so I'm pretty far into it. This one's also pretty interesting, although I might not be in it for that long, depending on what happens here. 100K on Bovada Poker, the new Bodog for American players. So let's see what happens here. So yeah, these two would probably be the most interesting. I got a shove here. I'm not much more than 10 big blinds. So I can. Oh man, It's just so little. I mean, I have enough chips where I can try to hit something. Biggest problem with doing something like that is you get yourself into trouble, and I do that a lot. So I'm just gonna fold, because I often will, although that's a good play by him too, he could have easily been bluffing there. It's hard for me to call, though, it really is. The problem with, I mean, I like that play because really odds are just so juicy right there. This guy keeps folding to my small blind raises, which I really like, but if he stands up to me, I'll probably give him credit, just because if he's been folding that much and he finally stands up to me, yeah. A lot of times it means they actually have a hand that time. A lot of times people think it means, oh, I've been pushing around, he must have fight back. I've learned over time that's really not the case. Sometimes it probably is, but I would say that's the exception rather than the rule. The rule is it means they woke up with something. That's personal experience talking. I don't know if you guys feel the same way about that or not, but here I'm shoving it. I'm going all in with this hand no matter what happens at this point. I don't like that hand. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed, if you've been watching this whole series, which I probably am going to be spacing out over a couple of days because there's so much content to throw up in one day, or even 2 or 3 days. So I'll probably space it out a little bit. Okay, good. And that's why I wanted to call, because I was ahead of his range. Yeah, I mean, if he raised with that, I was ahead of his range. So sweet, now I'm back in this tournament. Got 20 big blinds. I got not that much in this one, but I'm alive in it, and it's a really big tournament, so still exciting. Although we're not really that far into it, I guess. Well, let's see. I don't think that's updated. I don't think there's 466 players left. I don't know how many players are left. I'm trying to figure that out, because that'd actually be good to know in this tournament, because it can change how things go. It says there's 252. So 99 make the money. So we still got a long ways to go, especially before we get to the big money. I just wasn't thinking about that, so I don't know if that's, I just don't really have time to think. I'm getting behind because I'm talking to you guys, which happens occasionally. yeah. So the money is still pretty far off, and once you get to the money, there's so much further to go. But hey, I got a puncher's chance, so just gonna shove this one. More chance of getting called shoving or just raising? I like shoving for a couple of reasons. I feel like he'll call almost lighter when I shove, and you know, it doesn't put me in the awkward situation of having him call and then missing. So I don't think he'll actually call lighter. I just think I wouldn't want to raise so small that he would call really light. That's not a good play right there in my opinion. But I do want to raise, you know, but if I make a bigger raise, it almost looks like a stronger play. You know, a raise that's like too big to give him really good pot odds, but not all in, and it's just kind of an awkward sizing thing there, where it just kind of looks weird, and it's like, well, what are you trying to do here? And to me, that almost looks stronger. I don't think. I guess what I'm saying is it's not going to make him fold any hands. Going all in is not going to make him fold more hands than a big enough 3-bet's going to do it. You know, here I'm going to shove. I feel like I got a little bit of fold equity and, you know, a button raiser. I can't give a button raiser that much credit. I think this is pretty standard. I thought about not doing this for a second, and then I realized I was being dumb. So my old tendency is fighting me back. So, and again, this whole Bovada thing with the numbers is just bizarre. Does any other side do anything like that? I don't think I've ever heard of one. So I don't know what to think of it. It's crazy to me. But you know, this guy could be the same as this guy in both these tournaments, and I'd have no idea. And why did they do it like this? Like, what's the point? What's the purpose of it exactly? I mean, I guess what are they trying to they're just trying to give, I mean, it gives bad players an advantage. Is that what they're trying to do? Possibly, because you can't even take notes on players. I don't think I've ever had a site where you can't take notes on players. You know, and it's not like, I mean, Bodog used to have those capabilities. I mean, you used to be able to put notes on players on Bodog, and oh, wait, you can't put, no, that's just the chat. I don't know. They're going for something different, I guess. And I like that they're going for something different. I think online poker can use more diversity. It's just, I don't like it when my options as a US poker player are so limited to basically 3 sites. And these are the best 2, I think. I mean, Cake, I don't have enough experience with Cake to know, but man, this is right on the border. I think I'm gonna go for it. Oh Jesus! If I had Ace Queen, I'd easily go for it. Ace Jack's just right on the border of me doing it. Actually a big pot right here. I know this guy. He's really good, actually. Actually, I think after thinking for so long, I was gonna fold. Maybe I did that too quickly, but I thought after thinking for that long, it's kind of like, these people behind me might be seeing that as something. I feel like he has a better queen than me, is honestly what I'm putting him on. Okay, well, I guess I made the right play. I would have been fine against him, and he might have not come along if I did. So I don't want to be results-oriented, but it can give me a confidence boost sometimes if I am. I'm going to give this one up because I've raised him every single time. try to gain a little bit of credibility, and then I move, so that credibility is wasted. So we're down to 10. So now the payouts are going to start jumping up. I'll bring up the payouts really quick so you guys can at least see what they are. Nothing spectacular, but it would make today a success if I can get a good cash. I have a habit of getting a lot of 10th through 7th finishes or 10th through 6th finishes when I do a long video, and I have a history of getting a lot of 6th through 4th finishes when I'm doing final table videos and stuff. So hopefully that's not the case this time, and I can actually come through with a victory for you guys for once. Here's the payouts. I'm just going to leave this up here. You can pause it if you want. Quickly go down a little bit. I'm not going to go through them because I need to look at my stuff again, but you guys can look at them if you want. Pause it or whatever. I'll just call. I'm out of position, which I don't like. I don't like calling, and sometimes I make stupid plays because calling becomes not an option to me. And I think I can either only raise or fold, and I don't like either. So when I think that, I often make, you know, just a fold or a raise that I probably could just call or whatever, but I just kind of disdain calling in certain spots. Not all spots, but especially pre-flop spots and certain situations I just hate calling. What am I doing in this tournament? God, I hate it when this happens to me and I just notice I'm super, super short in a tournament and I'm like, what was I doing this whole time? This guy is very aggressive. Very aggressive and very, very good. Yeah, he's one of the better, if not best players I've ever had the privilege of. I mean, he's pretty young and pretty new to poker, so he has probably a ways to go with his figuring things out, and he's kind of reckless, I think, but he's one of the best players I've been able to get close to and have him discuss his strategy with me and stuff and really get to see, and it's pretty cool to get to see someone at that high of a level. Really, I almost folded again. That would have been really bad. It's pretty fascinating to listen to somebody's strategy who's doing stuff like that, and you know, he's on a really high level when it comes to poker. There's Rep in the Ducks, which you guys probably know I do with my background all the time. Rose Bowl champions, 2012. Happy about that. But anyways, in the old school duck symbol, which I love. Anyways, it's just, yeah, if you find the best way to become good is to get to know good poker players, talk about poker, pick their brain, figure out what they know, analyze their strategy, analyze your own strategy. That's what I'm trying to provide for a lot of lower stakes, mid stakes players who are a little bit, you know, I mean, they're looking for, I mean, you guys probably aren't watching this if you're not trying to improve your game. I mean, maybe some of you guys just enjoy watching people play poker. Some of you might not even play, which is totally fine. But the main purpose of this is to kind of try to give you hands to analyze, just have someone to discuss poker with, or at least listen to, and get different point of views on the game, and that kind of thing is so valuable. And it's really the thing that's kind of stunted me since I've kind of taken on a new job and poker's not my focus anymore, is I'm not around that as much anymore. I don't discuss poker as much anymore. I don't analyze my own play as much anymore. It's not the being away from the game. I can get that back in, you know, a week if I wanted to, playing a lot. It's the consistent evolving of your game, which you really need as a poker player. I want to make a big raise because, again, I hate that awkward situation where you raise, they call, and you just miss, and your hand's just suddenly so much weaker than it once was. I thought he actually made a much bigger bet there. I guess I'm at the final table now, so I should probably pay attention to this tournament a little bit. Someone's already been eliminated from it. I have a trouble. I guess I can definitely get better at playing lots of tournaments because I miss a lot of stuff, and I don't analyze other players at all when I'm playing lots of tournaments. I think this is an easy shove. With the blinds being that big, I think it's really simple. Now, another reason I think I'm doing really poorly, well, there's two reasons I think I'm doing really poorly playing a lot of tables. Bovada, I just am not comfortable with, I guess, and I constantly keep missing stuff, and I keep sitting out on accident, and it's just really uncomfortable for me because I don't know why that keeps happening, but it didn't happen to me with Bodog like it does with Bovada, so I don't know what they changed about the software that... I think it's something about there's no like warning signal or anything, and it's not as obvious when you are sitting out as it used to be. So, and then with lock, well, I guess just in general, I haven't played as much, and it takes me longer to do things. I'm not as comfortable with the simple decisions, so I have to spend more time on everything, and I get behind. And 6 is probably maxed out for me in terms of what I can actually play decently, volume-wise. When I used to play 8 pretty comfortably, and I could get up to 10 and handle it, and I got up to as many as 12 at times, and I don't think I played very well when I got up to 12. I remember one specific time when I think I had some really awesome, I had an awesome day overall, but I made some huge cashes, but I was playing so many tournaments that I really didn't feel like I was playing very well. I was playing good, but like, so I just sat out again. I was playing good, but I know I missed some opportunities, and I was kind of rushing lots of decisions. And I actually remember recording, and the recording was so screwed up I just never posted it because it was just so scrambled and just poor quality content. Because I was just scrambling too much, and I had good results, but I realized that I was pushing myself too thin on the amount of tables I was playing, and I had to cut it back. I probably should have shoved right there, don't you guys think? Because now I'm in an awkward situation where I have to kind of fold. I don't have to fold, I don't think it's right to call. I hate not shoving right there. I hate missing that. But after I don't shove, I guess that's, I mean, maybe I have odds, but I don't really like my odds there. I'm not big on straight draws, I guess. I'm really not. I used to, back when I was younger and poker was easier, and I was still a winning player because poker was so easy for a while. But like, I wouldn't even consider an inside straight draw as part of my hand. Like, if I had an inside straight draw, to kind of get myself away from chasing them, I would just basically consider it nothing. And I did that for a long time. I just wouldn't even consider it as a positive part of my hand. It was just, there was nothing. And you know, I had to kind of break the habit of thinking an inside straight draw doesn't mean anything, because it gives you 4 extra outs. It, you know, it makes certain plays reasonable when other plays aren't, and you know, it's something to take in consideration, definitely. I mean, some bluffs make a lot more sense when you have a backdoor or a inside straight to back it up, or you know. But for a while, I would just be like, it doesn't even matter that I have it, because it's something is only going to get me into trouble if I start considering. That was back when people used to chase those things all the frickin' time, and top pair, top was like, in a cash game, you just double up with it every time. Oh, too bad. I probably deserve to lose this tournament, though. I was not playing well. I got to 25th. Wow. I was so not paying attention to that tournament that I deserve to not win. I haven't been paying good attention to this tournament, which is bad. I'm just gonna save my position now. I'm not trying to ramp it up at this point. Oh, this guy's got a bunch of chips. This one I can't. This one I kind of got to go with, you know. I don't want to have to risk my life with 4 people under me with the ladder working, but I can't fold a hand like this. And I hope I don't lose, and that sucks. But, you know, it's just kind of how this game works out. I win that pot, I have a lot of chips, and I'm in great position. But instead I make $212 instead of having my try it a lot more. So that's very... I guess I kept my streak of underperforming at final tables while I'm recording a live. Which is not a streak I want to continue for much longer. I am getting very sick of it. Because on Lock Poker, I have mentioned this every time I make a final table. I think that getting 10th through 7th doesn't do anything for you in the long run. It helps you lose money slower. It's just the amount you have to go through to get to those spots, and the amount you make ROI-wise is just so small. I mean, I made pretty big ROI on this tournament. I mean, there's a $15 buy-in, freeze out. I made $212 on it, so about $200 profit on a $15 tournament is really good ROI. First is $15,000 on a $15 tournament, so that's a little bit better ROI. It's just, you gotta play for first. It's just getting 7th or 8th or whatever just does not make you enough money to make up for all the times you can't make it that far. So that's really frustrating to have that happen to me. And that's really when variance is so huge, and that's why I think people experience huge rushes of wins, and they have these long periods of breaking even / making a little bit / losing a little bit, and they have long periods of that, and then they have these rushes because, you know, those wins are so important to your bankroll, and they affect it so much between winning and getting 7th, but really the difference in poker is so little that, you know, just a couple of pots going differently are just huge swings on your bankroll. And yeah, you can make those in your favor, but ultimately there's a huge amount of variance that goes with it, and you're just going to have to grind it out until you start hitting those big wins instead of getting those 7ths and those 8ths and it's just, they seem to come in bunches. I don't know why that is, but it feels like that always. And you just kind of got to push through those lower final table finishes, and you got to work hard to make sure you're playing well at the end of those at the end of the tournaments, and your end game is solid. Because some people just have bad final table strategy, and you're still going to win a couple if you do it that way, but you know, you're losing a lot of money and a lot of equity by playing bad at the end. But you're still going to win a couple if you play bad at the end. It's just poker. You can play the worst tournament out of everybody, you can still win. But it's just, I mean, it's just a huge swing. I mean, it's a $1,300 swing between getting 8th and 1st, and there's 7 people standing in my way. And you know, I win that one coin flip, and I think I'm second in chips there, and you know it's going to be hard for me not to get a much better finish, and it's going to be not a stretch for me to get first or second or third, and just the amount of money I make is so much bigger first or second, third. And on lock poker it takes it to an extreme, because for whatever weird, I forgot to rebuy in this tournament, didn't I? I mean, I didn't forget to rebuy, I forgot to add on. Oh well. But anyways, God, I'm sitting out again. On lock poker, this is all I've been talking about the last however long, is all compounded, because it's really they skew the prizes towards first a ton and second quite a bit. It's huge, and you know, third is a pretty disappointing finish for me in these lock tournaments, just because the prize usually doubles. I don't. Maybe they've changed this too, but I've had a lot of experience where the prize pool doubles from third to second, and I haven't played it long enough that they could have changed all this, but from like I've had a lot of tournaments where it's like 1,000 for third, 2,000 for second, 3,000 for first, and it's like a 100-person tournament or something. Now, to beat out 97 people, you get $1,000. To beat out one more person, it's like beating out those 97 people once again, because you get another $1,000 for it, just to beat out one extra person. And then to beat out one more person, and obviously it's harder to knock more people out the further it goes, I understand that, but just one more knockout again is another $1,000. So, you know, you can increase your winning by 200%, I think is the right number, just by going from third to first. And that's a huge percentage increase of your winnings. And that's such a huge increase. And most poker sites they're big jumps, but they're not quite as big as they are on lock poker. They're always big, but on lock it's really big. Now in a tournament like the 100K, they're huge. They don't feel quite as huge because like the difference between 5,000 and 6,000 is a big difference, but percentage-wise, it's not a big difference. I'm talking more like getting 6th and 7th and stuff like that. I kind of went on a stupid tangent at that point, but oh well, it's over now. I'm going all in 2 tables, and we're going to see what happens. Sorry. But you know, those are my videos. I hope you like them, and I try to make it so you like them, but I don't know. I can't please everybody, I guess. And I am really short again in this 100K. I wonder if he was thinking about calling me or just... I don't know what he's doing. He might have just not been paying attention. It's happened to me plenty. So this tournament, I guess, this is probably the most exciting, even though I'm so short, just because if I make a run on it, it gets really exciting. This is probably, well, how far am I in this one? I've been in this one for a long time, but it's got a ton of players in it and stuff, so I don't feel like I'm that close to anything. I might be really close to the money, I guess. 193 players left. How many make the money? 117. So I'm kind of close to the money in this tournament. I'm short in it, but it's very typical of me to be short in a tournament. I guess I'm pretty short in this one too. I only got 12 big blinds or whatever. Should I add any more tournaments? Yeah, here's a turbo. I love turbos because they're such good complements to your grind towards the end of a day. And I don't know if this is going to be my grind or not, but it's like I have no problem joining a turbo at this point in my grind. Whether I'm going to stop pretty soon or I want to kind of wind it down soon or not, it's like it just it's not a big deal. You know, it's like it's not going to last longer than whatever other tournament I'm doing. This is the one I really have to make the decision on. Ooh, I actually love this tournament. It's kind of... I've always had a thing for this tournament. I don't know why, but it's an expensive tournament. This is a $44 turbo rebuy add-on. I've always enjoyed this structure of this tournament, and I don't exactly know why. I'm just going on because I'm pretty sure he's folding. Not because of the strength of my hand, I just felt like he's folding a big percentage of the time there, and any two cards make sense to shove. At least that particular time. And I'm sitting out once again. And I'm sitting out again. Oh my gosh, when I sit out the big blind, what did I fold? I almost don't want to look. Okay. Garbage. I gotta stop doing it. I'm losing a lot of EV by missing hands like that. It's actually pretty bad. Especially when you're really short. You can't afford to do stuff like that. And I mean, maybe actually it would have been, I doubt it would have been smart to play that last hand. I had like 9-8 off or something. But it's just like, when you're short, every hand's really important. And you can't be giving away value in situations like that. I'm not going to play this in this right now. Good move. To go back to that tournament where I got 8th in, I mean, to kind of show you, like, there's 497 players in that tournament, I think. So to get as far as I did was a lot of poker and a lot of good fortune, honestly. I mean, I had to get lucky to get that far, no matter how good I played in these online tournaments. It's just how it works. And I'm just gonna fold again. Not now, though. It's just how, you know, there's no... I just did it again. There's no... I need to just focus on this tournament, I think. There's no online... There's very few online tournaments that really have a structure, at least on Lock and Bovada. Even the 100Ks, which are some of the deeper tournaments they have. Maybe the high roller kind of does. But even those, like, they're shallow enough tournaments to where you need luck to get really far in them. It's just the cards have to fall right for you. You have to play well. And the better you play, the more likely the cards are going to fall right for you. But they just have to fall right in these tournaments. And that's why you got to put in the volume, because it's just this one, like, you'll play 10 and then those two, they'll kind of fall good for you. And you got to make do on those two that really worked for you. And the other ones, just the cards don't work right. And, you know, you're running uphill in those tournaments big time. I don't love this play. I don't have that many chips. I really don't. Compared to the blinds, I don't have a ton of chips. So, this guy's got a lot of chips. How did he get so many chips? See, I'm kind of lost in all these situations of these tournaments because I'm moving from subject to subject like I always do. Hopefully that's kind of a good thing and keeps me... Hey, I love that. Hopefully it's a good thing that I'm moving from subject to subject and it keeps the flow moving well in these videos. That was awesome. Double up. Instead of me droning on about the same thing forever. But hopefully I also finish my thoughts, because I don't know if I do most of the time, because something always comes up, like poker, pops up on you, and my mind goes to something else, and I don't know if I finished my last thought, like I just did, because I know I didn't finish my last thought. But oh well. It's too late, and I don't remember what it was. Well, cashing in that tournament will at least make, I mean, it's not going to make me make money today unless I cash in something else. But, it'll make it so today's not a total flop. I mean, I could still lose a decent amount of money today if I don't cash anything else, but, $200 or whatever I won there pays for my bigger tournament expenses, well, most of the 200Ks, so one of which I guess I'm still in. I have been hanging on for a very long time. Although the one time I got second in the 100K, I remember I got down to very few chips and went in purposely when I knew I was behind because the odds were so good and I had some sort of draw, and I was like, well, I had like a bad pair and a draw and a flush draw, and I was like, I probably have a lot of outs, but I know I'm behind, and I just got to go for it. And I think there's one card to come, and I doubled up, and that took me all the way to second place and a lot of money. So that one card, I think I hit 2-pair, and it was good. Which I actually remember thinking 2-pair would be good there. But I remember I was really short before that hand, and I was even short after that hand. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so gross. I'm not going to put my tournament on a coin flip right now. On a hopefully coin flip. I mean, I don't... Ugh. I mean, the one good thing about it, like, I could have, like, lots of odds because of this guy folding. But also, this guy doesn't necessarily need to fold, and it's a lot of overpairs that could be killing me. And, I mean, I could just be sweetening the pot for him to want to go in even more. Good fold by me. Oh, bad fold by me. God, I would have sucked out so hard. God, I would have sucked out so hard. If that guy still called and tripled up there, that would have been juicy. It would have felt real dirty, but, And I'm glad I made the fold because it was the right play. But at the same time, it's like, I could have a lot of... Well, not a lot. Well, I had a solid stack, But don't do anything, buddy. Don't do anything, because I really want to go all in. Okay, I can still go all in for that. I kind of like that, actually, because I feel like it just gives me better odds. Because I feel like he's not that strong. I don't really want to call, but we'll see if I can get some traction in this thing. Ugh. 10? No, I should have done the last one. Would have sucked out on the last one, but not this one. This guy's on a rush. Oh, out of the 100K. That's always disappointing every time I'm in it. Not only because it's 150 bucks, but because it's an exciting tournament to make a deep run in. And there's a lot of money at stake in that tournament. It's honestly the second biggest tournament I'm allowed to play every week, being a U.S. citizen. Well, not a U.S. citizen, but playing inside of the U.S. and a U.S. resident. Which, again, is really annoying for anybody watching overseas. It is not fun being locked out of most of online poker. And having online poker be so handicapped because of what's going on in the U.S. I think all I'm going to sign up for now are turbos. I think I'm going to kind of wind down. It's been a long day already for me, just in terms of I haven't played in a long time, and it's kind of my stamina isn't what it's been before. I used to play for 14 hours, and I'd be okay with it. I feel fine now. I'm not excited to play for another 4 or 5 hours. So I'm okay winding it down. I like to get it. Actually, I'm probably either in the money or very close to the money in this tournament, now that I think about it. 72 pay, so yeah, we are close to the money. Only $20, but it'd be nice to cash again. It'd be nice to cash on something on Bovada too. This one I'm actually, if I can get some chips, I'd have a chance at it. I'm going to have a hard time calling this Bovada and feel okay about it, because it's always been Bodog to me. The second side I really had success on was Bodog. First one, well, actually it depends on what you define as success. The first one I made significant money on was a site called Betfred, which I loved, and I'm so sad that I can no longer play on it. It was on a network of a bunch of sites, I think the iPoker network, but I loved Betfred. The games, just remembering what I did to make money is just like, I just remember playing those 6-handed cash games and having ace king and hitting a king and just feeling like, oh, time to double up, because obviously if someone has a second pair or a king with the worst kicker, I'm gonna double up, right? It's just, that's how the game was played back then, and it was just, those games were so juicy looking back on it. I can't believe it. If I knew how juicy those games really were, I don't think I understood what kind of a gold mine poker was in at that time. I was kind of a young kid just thinking it was cool, I could make money doing it, and how short that opportunity really would be. I mean, I think it was the UIEGA that really killed it, but I mean, it kind of killed all of poker's momentum, even I don't know what the sentiment is worldwide, but it feels like the poker industry, the boom stopped as soon as the UIEGA or whatever it is passed. Feels like as soon as that happened, it's just like the momentum was done, and it's still been growing in a way, but the momentum, I mean, you could just look at the World Series attendance, and Jamie Gould's year was the biggest year, and he won 12.5 million or something, and the second biggest was now, well, I guess just the next year it went down to, who won after Jamie Gould? It was Jerry Yang, I think, and he won like 7.5 or 8 or something like that. I think it was Jerry Yang the next year. I'm not certain about that, but it went down so much, the attendance of the World Series, and it's picking back up, and I think we had the second biggest year 2 years ago, or I think 2 years ago was the second biggest, and then this year was really close or something like that. I mean, with Black Friday, it kind of, the momentum got slowed again. And even if it gets legalized or regulated or whatever you want to call it, which I feel like is just an inevitability, it's just going to take its sweet time. It'll see a resurgence and it'll grow again, but I don't think it won't have the momentum it had in the past. It won't be as, the cool thing for a lot of seniors and middle-aged people who was really funding it for a long time. I'm ready to go with this. I got 7 big blinds, so not really enough time to just wait around much longer, so I kind of got to go with it. And him raising doesn't really mean a lot. I don't think. It doesn't mean he's got a better hand than me. I only got 10 big blinds, I got 9s, I can go with that. I get in a lot of push shoving situations because I let myself get so short. And that's really the thing I need to... That's, you know, when I say I get frustrated when I'm in a situation where I only really have one play, and that's to shove, and I get frustrated by that. The way I really need to go about not having that happen is I need to prevent myself from getting so short where that's the only play that makes sense. That's where the big leak in my game is. I think it's not about, you know, trying to finagle those situations where I'm short and not have to shove and run into a better hand when, you know, I got enough chips I can see. Like, I feel comfortable folding that. I don't know if that's right, but I'm comfortable holding this too. And I just, you know, I mean, I think it was in video 3, there was a really good juxtaposition of 2 hands, one where I had ace queen, one where I had 10s. Or one I played way too passive, and one I stepped up and made the risky play, which was definitely the correct play, but it was a hard play to make. And it just shows I have a big leak in my game that I've been able to fill in some ways, but it still plagues me, and it costs me a lot of money, and I need to figure out how to get it right. But those leaks are hard to fill. It's you, especially when, you know, there's some circumstance that is making you not play at your peak. Like right now, I have not played a lot recently, so my faults, my natural tendencies that hurt my game are going to be the ones that are the most glaring, and that is my passive nature and my getting dwindled down nature. Some people get way too aggressive and have to kind of calm down and kind of pick their spots a little bit better. And I'm guessing if that person took a lot of time off and like they were a regular grinder and then took a lot of time off, and then they went back to playing, they would probably have a tendency to play a little bit too fast, and they'd have to try to slow themselves down a little bit. But those would be the holes that would start appearing when there's some other circumstance that's making it harder for them to play at their peak. And for me, that circumstance right now is not playing for a long time. Sometimes that's being tired. Sometimes that's, you know, being on tilt from a tough hand. Sometimes that's distractions, being hungry, being sick, who knows. There's tons of different things, but those are the things that are going to start glaring first, is whatever your natural leaks are that you're working on plugging up. That is what's going to show the most. You're probably going to have other issues, and you're not going to be playing at your peak in other ways, but that's going to be the most glaring, that's going to cause you the most problems, is those things that you've been working the hardest to fix. Then I'm getting short again here, and it's just, you know, it's... I mean, if it folds to me, I gotta shove, but this guy's gonna call me down pretty light, so it's not like I'm gonna have a bunch of equity there. And now with this guy calling, it kind of kills all my fold equity, so I don't even know what to do here. I think I'm just going to fold and try to... I got 10 big blinds, which is bad, but it's enough to take the blinds down, so I feel like I can try to survive a little longer and pick up a better spot. But it's just... You know, there's some moves I'm sure I missed, and it's just how it is with me, and I got to be vigilant on figuring out what spots I tend to be really passive where I shouldn't be. Like right here, should I shove or, you know, just when it folds to me, just, I don't think so. But is that a big leak in my game? Is this a spot where you should definitely shove if it folds to me? Or is it not with that weak of a hand? And I always edge towards the side of caution, and that's what gets me in trouble because I do that way too often. I don't have a good compass for that, I guess, so I'm off with it. And, you know, now I'm down to very few. I thought I had 10 big blinds, and I don't know why I thought that. I mean, I know the blinds just went up, but I had 5 big blinds left and not 10. I guess I thought the small blind was the big blind. I mean, I remember thinking it was 2,500 was the big blind, so I didn't realize how short I really was. So, it's not good in 2 ways, but I hope you learned stuff from this. I feel like if you guys are watching, you are, so. Oh, Jesus, my turn. I hate this software, kind of. I don't like saying hate, but it's been frustrating. I don't need to shove. I don't need to shove. Are we going hand for hand? Does that mean we're close to the money? 118 and 117 paid. So yes, we are 1 out of the money right now, and I could be Bubble Boy. Not like the money really matters that much. It's $17. It's always nice to cash, just to say you cashed, but when it's that amount of money, it's not a big deal, really. It's not going to make up for losing the 100K and stuff like that, you know. You know, cashing in the 100K is kind of nice. I mean, it gives me my money back, which is the big thing, and, you know, $150. I mean, I cashed for 200 in that other tournament. It was a solid cash for me. So when you play those bigger tournaments, cashing is, it's not a huge win, but it's nice to have cashed. It's still, oh God, it's gonna be me, isn't it? It's still 118. And I am, oh geez, I can almost fold this. And right now I kind of want to fold it. I don't like the spot. I don't like it at all. I kind of want a bunch of people to shove so that I can feel okay about folding. I hate it because if I fold, it's going to look like I'm trying to sneak into the money, which I always preach not to do. And maybe subconsciously I'm doing that a little bit, but I hate this. First position raise. I just hate this spot so much. I hate this spot so much. It's like that ace queen hand all over again, except I can't get him to fold this time. It's disgusting right now. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm disgusting. I hate that spot. I guess the odds really just say you gotta shove. When I got 16 in there, it's just, I can't fold, but, and King Jack's not a horrible hand. It protects me against a lot. That raise felt so strong to me. Oh, we're at the end of the video. That's an embarrassing way to end it. Yeah, I feel stupid now. Anyways, oh my gosh, I feel even more stupid. Okay, awesome. what an awesome way to end this video. Thank you for watching and letting me embarrass myself in front of you guys. And I will see you guys in part 5. I hope you enjoyed it.